for you. I crumble for you. I crumble. So there's a whole generation of you. There's a few generations of you out there going, what on earth is she singing? But some of you know what I'm singing. I crumble for you. I crumble for you. I crumble for you. I crumble. Hint, I replaced a word, so I don't have to pay for rights. It's a summer day, and I have my oven on 375, so it is hot and balmy. These are the fixings for a crumble, or a crisp, whatever you decide to call it. So this crumble is gluten-free, but I would say that in the way that a tamale is gluten-free. It just happens to be gluten-free. But it's not diet or weird, it's just really good. It doesn't happen to contain gluten. So what's really fun and awesome about a crumble is that it's just literally fruit, there's a couple things in it, and the crumble topping. It is so easy. The only downside to making this here crumble is that you have to turn your oven on. And more often than not, when peaches are in season, it's summer. So, you know, get ready to have a hot house on your hands. But it's totally worth it. 10 years ago, you would have asked me if I had almond meal, brown rice flour, tapioca flour on hand. And I would have been like, no. But now I do, and I kind of use all these ingredients all the time. And what is lovely about, let's say, buying all these packs of ingredients, the almond meal and the tapioca flour and the brown rice flour, is that you can make crumbles all the time. You can even like put together the dry ingredients for a crumble for a friend if you're crafty. I washed and drained my blueberries. I cut up the peaches pretty thinly. And then I mixed up the crumble ingredients. I did leave a few ingredients out to show you on here because I don't want to cheat you out of the entire experience. So here I have blueberries and the peaches. And instead of sugar, I'm going to throw in some maple syrup, cornstarch, and a little freshly ground nutmeg. Scooch this around. What this does is, once the fruit's cooking in the oven for a little bit, the cornstarch will blend with the natural juices of the fruit and create a nice little sauce. You'll see it boiling and bubbling. It's really, really yummy. I have my iPad here because no matter how many times I make a recipe, sometimes even recipes that I write, I never remember them. So I have to look. And I have to look during the entire time. I have to keep looking. It's a problem I have. And here we have some melted butter. Use good butter. And when I say good butter, it's the more expensive kind. So don't get a coffee that day, out and about. Spend money on butter. Anyhow, or use whatever butter. Butter's great. So melted butter, a little bit of maple syrup in addition. I used vanilla extract. Karen's recipe calls for almond extract, which I'm sure is actually really good, but I don't have any. So I'm just going to throw it in here, the wet with the dry. I'm going to mix it with a fork, because I think the idea with a crumble is for it to be crumbly. Okay, so then you just grab your clean fingers, crumble it over the top. Look, see, this is where I look. Stick it in a 375-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes. There is something magical that happens to blueberries when you cook them. They just get dark, and syrupy and super intense. I love blueberries. And they're a superfood.